All right, good evening, guys. How are you tonight? I can't for the life of me get the green screen to actually go without losing like my forehead or my hair or, my hands every time I move them. So we're just going to turn off chroma key. It's just I can't get the light right in the room I'm in. I do have plans to build a kind of a small little recording studio that I can put correct lighting in and just spray paint all the walls green and it'll be fine. But for now, you get to see the screen. We'll take down the magic curtain. Speaking of problems, I recorded about 3 episodes the other day after upgrading to a newer version of OBS. And while on the surface everything appeared to be fine, I discovered after going to edit those 3 episodes that it had decided to take one of the audio inputs and put it across all of the channels instead of just the singular channel it was supposed to be on. And in this case, it happened to be the game volume. And it was quite a bit louder than my vocal channel, than the mic channel. And normally that's fine because I adjust all of that on the individual channels once I get it into Premiere. But in this case, because it had thrown it on the same channel as my mic, I was gone. So for 3 matches, you could hear the intro and then that was it. You couldn't hear anything else. So we've got a lot to catch up on. We'll do it as quickly as possible. In that vein, I'm going to roll the intro and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's take a look where we are. We are in first. Imagine that. We have just finished the winter break and the winter transfer window. I don't expect us to stay in first. The transfer window did not go well, but let's look to see how the games went first. Let's take a look at schedule, and we will see. I'm not actually sure which one the last one we saw was. Maybe Hamburger. I don't think we saw this one, actually. This was Hamburg St. Paul. This one was going to be a video. So that would mean Hanover was maybe the last one we saw. So Mainz 1-0. Nothing too exciting. Sebastian Kirk got a goal in the 35th. Then we had a draw against Heidenheim. 0-0. Nothing terribly exciting. 3 yellows. Bochum, 4 yellows. We won it 2-1. J Turbo had a brace. He had a goal in the 24th and a penalty shot in the 87th to rescue the win after they had scored a goal, an equalizer in the 85th. So happy to get that one. Belfield, Sebastian Kirk got one in the 66th. 5 more yellows. We had a quick friendly. It was an internet. We had a break with a bunch of internationals. We had 8 internationals out at one time. So we needed something for the rest of the team to do, primarily the reserves to keep in shape. Quick friendly, Paris Saint-Germain, won it 2-0. And then we had the Hamburger St. Pauli match. They wore their horrible hamburger brown uniforms, kind of the same color as there on their lettering. It was a tie. Only 1 yellow. Darmstadt, we won 3-1. Zay Turbo again had a brace. He had one in the 3rd minute, one in the 44th minute. Damian Martin got in one in 55th. And then Sandy McKeegan felt so bad for them that he scored a goal for them in the 77th. On to Stuttgart. This was the 2nd round of the German Cup. It's 2-1. It wasn't that close. We got destroyed. We got a goal here in the 68th to make it look a little bit closer than it was, but we weren't good. Back to 2nd division football. Wien, 1-0. Zay Turbo only scored 1 that match for a change, as opposed to his usual 2. On to the Munich Lions. 2-0. Philip Eberveen got a brace this time. Nice to see the striker doing well. I got something in front of my monitor there. Let me move that out of the way. Karlsruhe, 1-0. Philip Eberveen got another one. Berlin, Koppenick, Domfeld. Zay Turbo got 1. And Eberveen kind of fell off the boil, wasn't playing well, so we brought in Fisnik Veselaj for the 2nd half. He got a goal in the 56th. We had a couple ties in a row, one of them against Kaiserslautern, my favorite team in Bundesliga football, because I live near Kaiserslautern, and I was there the year they came up and won the championship their first year back. lot of free beer that year, so I'm kind of a fan for life. Braunschweig, this is officially the second half of the season. This is where we start kind of going through the teams again. Another draw, 0-0. Our defense played pretty good. You see here 7-5, 7-9, 6-9. Gorkum only had a 6-7. He's played really well for us the first half, but we really couldn't get anything going. Only one yellow, though. Then we had a loss against Frankfurt Erlenbruck. They got one goal in the 61st. Pretty even match. Wasn't too bad. Let's see. Then we played our transfer window friendlies. Kind of a mixture. Doesn't really matter. Our game tonight is going to be against Stuttgart. It's supposed to be rainy. Should be okay. Let's take a look at the transfer window real fast. There's a lot of stuff happened in the transfer window. So, most of it bad. The only one that I did because I wanted to do it was Damian Martin. He was sitting on the bench. We weren't getting play time for him. He is pretty good. At this point, our finances were not looking great, and we needed some money, so I sold him. Philip Eberveen tried to get a team to somebody else in the division. I told him to shut up and play football. He promptly got sick and missed a week. Our finances got worse. The team knocked our transfer budget down to $100,000 and told us we were already like $15,000 a month over budget or something like that for payroll. So I decided maybe I did need to sell Eberveen at all. Now I did the right thing. I actually got him a job with first Bundesliga top division with Frankfurt. Made a little bit of money out of him. I believe we lost money on him overall because they paid $3.5 million for him originally, but that was not me. So I don't feel too bad. So we got rid of him. Then Fisnick heard a rumor that somebody liked him, so he had to throw a temper tantrum, so he was gone. Marcel Egner, I turned down about 12 offers for him. He's a young 16-year-old. Looks great. First touch is already 15. I mean, I think he was going to be awesome. And then it just popped up in the window. Hey, he signed a deal with somebody. You know, your final chance to hit accept. I never accepted an offer. I didn't. I turned down every single one that came through. So I'm not sure how he got an offer to sign unless the board did it and I just missed it. But I turned down every single one that came through because I wanted to keep him. But realistically, he's 16. Another couple years by the time he's ready to use, maybe 3 or 4 till he's really good. And by then we'll probably be gone. So I finally just said, okay. Leander Favre, or if this is America and you're an American footballer, Leander Favre, we did send out on loan. He'd asked for it. We're not using him even as a sub on the first team, so we sent him out. And then the final one, the final day of the transfer window, Gorkum also decided he wanted out. Hey, you don't have time to find a replacement for me. I need out now, and once again, every single one of them threatens mutiny. But it was for a first division team, and we made some decent money off of him, 1.7, potentially up to 2.1 million. I'm not sure what we paid for him, if anything. They paid 3.3 for him as well. So yeah, no wonder they're having financial issues. Wasn't me though, before my time. So that's the out window. And the in window, let's see, what do we have? We brought in Sandro Kirsch, 200,000 from Mainz. We need some defensive, and he's just 16, so not much. He's a plan for the future. He was to replace Enger. Then we needed some replacements for our strikers. I brought in Luca Mazzanetti. I was trying not to spend too much money at this time. I think Eberveen was the only one out the door so far, the only big money, so I didn't have a lot to spend. So we were just kind of desperate to get somebody in that could play. And he's got a 16 finishing. Good composure, good determination, a little bit of flair. His off the ball is okay. So we brought him in. Probably not going to be a starter for us as it turns out, but we needed somebody. We brought in Nikolai here on loan, 21 years old, kind of shore up the back end because of, some of those losses there. We need somebody for the center. And, he's not terrible. 12, 13, 12. Good bravery. Not as much aggression. Maybe we can cut down some of those yellow flags. Great physicals. 16 teamwork. Real happy to have him. And he's just alone. So, easy enough. Then we brought in Kala here. 41,000 is all because he's 34 years old, but, mentals are great. Physicals aren't terrible. His natural fitness is 12, acceleration 9. That's good enough for us to park him back at defensive center and just sit him there. Depth. That's just it. Depth. And he's injured. He injured yesterday, day before the first game, of course. Stubs his toe, I think, is actually what happened. So at this point, we'd kind of dumped everybody we were going to dump. And so now it was just struggle to find some players to fill in a few places. But Domenico here, we're going to probably use him for our starting striker. He can play there or either of our advanced winger spots. Agility is 17, so he's going to be great in there in traffic. Good natural fitness. The only number that we don't like here is jumping reach. We finally had strikers that we could throw crosses into and have a chance of heading. Not so much anymore. But he does have decent strength. Stamina's good. Mentals are pretty good. Great anticipation. Flair, off the ball. He should score goals. Fingers crossed. And he's a decent penalty taker. So we'll take it. And if we have to play him on the outside, cross into 12. So put him out there. And then I really wasn't happy with the goalie we had. And he'd been complaining that he wanted first team football and he wanted to be sold. And I tried and nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. Offered him up a couple times. No bites, no interest. But then on that last day, Stefan Rakosevic here was up. And we actually saw him in a video. Maybe you didn't see him in a video, but I recorded a video with him in it. He came over from Hamburg, St. Pauli, and played very well for them. So we're going to use him as our backup, but he's pretty good. We can go ahead and look at a quick comparison now. He's not too far off what we have for our starter with Patrick. Physical is a little bit different, speed, mentals, very small. And he's not as eccentric. So he's plays it a little bit more by the book, but that's fine. So that was that. I think if we can go, let's see, I thought there was a place. Squad? Finances? It was under, no. Somewhere I saw just a transfer window. Team report, I thought. Competition. Maybe it's gone now that the transfer window's over. Home? Don't know. I thought we had one that just showed transfer window for money in and out for this transfer window. Don't know. Maybe it was up here before and now it's gone. Anyway, total for the year right now, 12 million out, 10 million in. So we've made a little bit of money. Not a whole lot. We'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and look at our tactics. Right now we're back to playing this. I thought we were going to get stuck playing our 4 choo-choo here. You missed that video too because it's a 4-2-2-2-2. Sounds like a choo-choo. I know it's not funny. It wasn't funny at the time either, but I ran with it. Simply because I had a couple strikers in Zay and Luca Mazzanotti, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to play a striker and 2 decent wingers. So I didn't think Luca was good enough to be up here by himself with Zay on one side and let's see, where did they put him? Chiasa on the other side. So I thought I was going to have to pair the 2 of them together. And so that was the plan. And I've got really good defensive midfielders, although you don't see him here because it slid Chiasa back there. But that was a strength. But now that we have Tolomeo in here, Tolomeo, right? Nothing more Italian than that sounding, right? We can put Zay back out here and then put Chiasa over here. And I think that's where they want to be. Chiasa, he likes the right. Oh, Chiasa can play either. And whoops. Tolomeo can play either. And Jay prefers the right. So let's swap those. We said, I thought we had. Okay, let's not swap those. Can we swap them that way? There we go. So we're going to play it that way, and we will see how it goes, and we'll be back in just a second with the actual match. All right, quick interlude. Match is today at 13:30. Oliver Fischer out just for the match, essentially. Just like Kala. 2 of our defenders out just for the match. Now, we did have one thing I forgot to mention. We had Cassell here on loan. He had made 2 appearances. We sent him back. Our guy, who was out on loan, Dominic Hibelm, had only played 1 match out on his loan. So we recalled him. Specifically because without Gorkum here, we don't have anybody else that plays defensive right. So let's do that. And then we'll sub out Oliver completely. So frustrating. So frustrating. Anyway, on with the match. So here we go. Team instructions. Let's take a look at that. You know what? I'm going to go back to look for overlap. I think the beginning of the season we played better, and that's what we had on. I think we had clear the flanks and look for overlap, but I think I'd like to run it more. We're not going to turn on the instruction for exploit the middle, but I'd like to run more through our midfield. So let's go ahead and just try this. We're going to sit slightly higher. We'll use the offside trap to help offset that. We'll look for overlap, mixed passing. We may turn on possession depending on how it goes. We don't want to float crosses anymore because, frankly, we suck at that. We'll just put them on mixed for now. We do have a bunch of new players. Kirk is okay. Tolomio's not so good. Hibeln hasn't been with us. He's going to have some learning, but we'll give it a try. People need numbers. I would like to be a championship league team simply so I don't have the entire team, as soon as you play well, abandon you. I don't know how you put together consistent football at this level when every time you do a little bit well, the very next window, everybody leaves. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can put in requirements in their contract to be buyout. You can do all of that. But when your entire team decides they want to go, there's just no way to maintain any sort of morale and keep playing if with that as the issue. So continue where they left off. Yeah. What do we actually have? Match speed. Let's knock that down. E2D. All right. They got a couple shots. Somehow they got a goal kick even though we didn't have any shots. Maybe we were offside. Let's see. This is our first chance to see Hibeln, and clearly he didn't impress there. But Bear's there for us. J Turbo. Moving it up. Cuts inside. Still going. Let's see. Is he going to go? He's supposed to be on the right, but my heads it back up. Nothing. Kirk. This is key highlight, so we should at least get a shot on goal. Somebody should get a shot on goal on this one. She also back to Kirk, to Felt, up to G. You're going to kick it. Tolomio can't get through the guys. They grab it. It goes back. Yeah, and there's their shot. Hey, Seidel, that was our guy. I think. Is that our guy? I don't know. No, we still have our Seidel. Tim Seidel. Oh, that was a long, long highlight for them to just shoot one over the goal. We are not superior in the air on the offensive end. I don't know. I really, that annoys me. We're superior in there. Well, we won our heading challenges because of our defender. We really should look at where those headers are happening. Let's try revenge. Oh, we're really not playing well, but who's well, nobody's garbage. I mean, we're not playing badly. We're just not getting anything done. Let's go ahead and pass into space. We will try clearing the ball to the flanks and pass into space. Let's see if we can break something out here. Use our speed with Jay or Chiasa to break something loose out on the edges there. Maybe some slightly more aggressive passing. We're getting shots on goal. No, we're not. We've had 4. I understand 3 of them were, but 3 isn't an issue. In fact, we only have 4. Gerald, he was injured almost the entire first half. He was injured when we took over for like 4 or 5 months or something. He's not bad. In fact, he's better than any of the guys that I thought were going to be our starters. I put Kirk in. We do have Kubel as well sitting on the bench today. But Kirk has such good set-piece skills. And other than that, he's probably the same as Kubel. So we went with him. And Jay got in. Oh, we had a shot. We had a chance. Clear-cut chance. Only one of the games so far for either team. I spoke too soon, probably. Nope. Maybe. He has it. G's got it again. He'll run down the sideline. Is he going to be able to get across into Tolomeo? Can Tolomeo get past those guys? Actually get to a spot where he can... No. Oh, Z takes it back, gets it into Tolomeo. What does he do with it? He does take the shot. Kind of a weak shot. Lingerax there. Kicks it to the side. We get a corner. And this is why Kirk's in. Feeds into over to Tolomeo. Bounces around a few times. I should probably turn off all the names so we just see the important ones. And I can't do that. I think I have to do that from the main settings menu. And Chios is injured. Linsmeyer has good numbers, but he's just dirt slow. That's essentially it. It's a very complicated injury substitution for 1 minute, but and G had a 6.5, but nobody was bad. Sebastian Mai had a 7. Pedro had a 7.2. We just couldn't break through. This is just the final in-game highlight. I seriously doubt anything's going to happen here, especially since we don't appear to be trying to make anything happen. Out to Hibbeln. Feeds it across to... Oh, we did get a shot on goal. A weak shot. And that should be match. That was disappointing. But, I do think, nobody played terrible. We did, I think, ultimately create more chances than they did. We just couldn't finish. Story of my managerial career here. We build the tactics that create the chances. They just don't do anything with the chances. Let's see. Anybody else do okay? Well, we're in second now. Stuttgart stayed in third, so the question is, who is in first? Well, I told you I didn't think we were staying in first for very long. I kind of wanted to stay there for one match, maybe. Same points, they have one more win. Well, we took their goalie. That's something. Let's see, players, senior squad. Oh, that guy's pretty decent too. That's why their goalie was for sale. Let's compare him with who we took. Kosevic, better shot stopping, better distribution. Well, I don't know. I think they traded, a little bit more physical, but essentially they traded shot stopping for eccentricity. For eccentricity? When I butcher all these names in other languages, I don't speak English well either, so don't feel bad. Anyway, I think